Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this episode of SBB Live. I am your host and the publisher of Seniors Blue Book, Amanda Barton. Really excited today to bring on Carol Pandis, who's joining us from Here Again America. How are you this morning, Carol?
I'm great, Amanda. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself and what got you started in the wonderful world of hearing. Everybody has a why. And I could tell you my why all day, but I want to hear all about yours and what brought you into the field.
So the great thing about getting into something that you love doing truly makes it like never working a day in your life. So the world of hearing was a very personal thing to me. When I met my husband, it was about actually just over 13 years ago, and he has a hearing loss. So trying to find him someone to get some help. And I took him to a person that I know, and I was in the speech side of the world. And she helps him. She gets him fitted with a hearing aid. I saw how much it changed my life. Now, of course, it's good that it changed his life too. But of course, we always, I never realized how much it impacted the families. So I literally looked at her and said, I want to do what you do. How do I get to do that? So 2 years later, I was a licensed hearing aid specialist. Again, just very personal, very, dear to my heart to be able to help him. I grew up in a home with my dad with hearing loss, but now we're talking many years ago when you'd walk down the hallway and the hearing aids are squealing and there's so much noise coming from them. And of course, back then I didn't know better. The great thing is today's technology, we don't have any of those problems.
Isn't it amazing that technology has just come so far? My mom was able to listen to her phone calls in her hearing aid.
Oh, yeah, that's just one of the many fabulous features we have available now with hearing aids. Now, some of them you don't even have to press a button on on the phone. You can press a button right on the hearing aid to answer the call. Or, of course, all of our favorite thing, to reject the calls.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't like to answer calls. So, but, it's truly changed the world of, especially with seniors getting involved with their families. Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, they can hear their families. It's coming into their ears at their prescription, and they're engaging more with their families. They're listening to more books, like books I call books on tape, but anything virtual, utilizing the library for all of the free resources there that they can listen to, podcasts. I mean, it's just truly changed the world of hearing, of the non-hearing world, to be able to really let them be able to hear so much more.
It sure has. I love your story. That bringing it to like that personal level is just so amazing. And when you start asking people these questions, I love doing these interviews because I do find a lot of times it is a family, something that happened in your family or something that happened to you personally that brought you to that. So it's amazing to hear your story.
Yeah,
now,
thanks.
You are with an organization that's in the Sarasota Venice area. Tell me a little bit about the locations that you have and a little bit more about Here Again America and what brought you to that organization.
Sure. So Here Again America, I am located here in the Sarasota location. My favorite thing to be able to say is, does anyone know where Trader Joe's is? Because almost everybody's like, yes, I know where Trader Joe's is. We're in the plaza right next to that, in the Chili's Plaza. So we have a great central location in Sarasota because we do service quite a bit of Sarasota County. I have people coming even in from Lakewood Ranch, but we have a lot of people up in Palmer area down through South. So this particular location really services a big area. We have other locations, Venice, Port Charlotte, Naples. Then we cross over to the East Coast. Here Again America has about 33, maybe 36 locations, all through Florida into South Carolina and Georgia. So great company. Here Again America has been around for quite a few years. It's owned by two gentlemen who are both audiology related. They've both been in that business for years prior to coming together to form a group like Here Again America that can come in and essentially like this, where the office I'm in now, someone else had ownership of it. And then Here Again America was able to come in and take that over. So nice to be able to keep that small office feel. I don't know if you're the same way, but when I call someone and I get all of those press 1, press 2, it drives me crazy, right? I see you rolling your eyes when I walk into a place and they're like, take a number, or, what was your name again? Who are you? I'm like, you don't know me. I've been coming here for 7 years. How can you not know me? I just had that experience with the medical office I was at personally. I'm
Terrible.
like, it just, and I understand I only see them once or twice a year, but still, where we really feel, and that's what Here Again America really focuses on, is that personal, keeping it personal, keeping that small office feel, to where people are truly part of our family. One of the things that Lindsay is our receptionist here, and I say receptionist, she's our office manager. She's my right hand. She's my left hand.
The
She's
wind
everything.
beneath your wings.
Literally, yeah, she is amazing. She does so much here. During COVID, when COVID first started, now we were closed just like everybody else a couple of years ago, but we would actually make calls out to people to say, hey, how are you doing? They're like, I'm not coming into the office. We're like, that's not why we're calling. We're just calling to see, how are you? Like, because so many people were alone. I mean, they literally have had nobody. So, we just really try to keep that very personal relationship, with everybody, whether it's pre-COVID, during COVID, anything. We just really try to keep it personal for them.
Yeah, totally. And you just brought up something that we can address. It. The hearing community was probably affected more by COVID than anyone else because of, the opportunity to not be able to read the lips of those that are speaking to them. So it's so important to have your hearing aids, tested, make sure they're good, they're up to date. So tell me a little bit about your process when people come into the office. Do you encourage them to come in annually to get like their, a baseline done so they can see where their testing is? Tell me a little bit about that once you have them as clients.
Great question. So once someone does actually get established and makes that commitment to wear hearing aids, we like to see them at least 2, if not 3 times a year. We want to be able to have their hearing aids cleaned for them. We provide all of those services. It's lifetime service. So anytime they come in the door, it's all going to be inclusive for them. So it's not like, oh, geez, I have to pay my copay, like every time you go to the doctor. So we feel that by providing that service, we're going to keep that hearing aid working longer. We're going to keep that person happier because they're going to be hearing better. Once a year, we're going to do another hearing test. Everybody. So whether you get hearing aids or not, or you're in that mode where you're ready or you're not ready, and doesn't matter where you fall, everybody over the age of 45 should have a hearing test every year. Now in our office, that hearing test is free, not all places. So I encourage you to check before you go, but we encourage everybody to get a baseline. I tell couples, it's kind of the perfect little couple date. The wife say, hey, come on, honey, let's go get your hearing tested. Then I'll take you out to lunch. So, we try to really push that. And that way both of them come, get a test. And just that way, then we have it on file.
Yeah,
if anything should happen later, right. If anything should happen later, then we have that good record on file. We had a patient one time that had gotten into an auto accident. The airbag blew and made her almost practically deaf in her left ear. Well, unfortunately, the insurance was like, nope, we're not covering hearing aids because, you don't, how do we know that the accident caused this? Well, luckily for her, she was very normal hearing, but she'd been coming here for a couple of years. I've been seeing her. She had no need for a hearing aid then, but now all of a sudden with this accident and some serious issue after all of her medical treatments, we were able to fit her with a hearing aid and have the insurance cover it. But their first answer was, no way.
Yeah,
we're not covering that because you can't prove it.
Yeah. So not only am I going to emphasize what you're saying is absolutely correct, but I would say even younger. I had mine done like at 30, just because I have a history of family members that have had hearing loss. But you're right. Just so you have that baseline, you definitely want to get, because how can you compare it to something if you wait until you have a problem?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And unfortunately, there's over 200 medications or even more now that are ototoxic, harmful to our ears. So, someone going through cancer treatment, well, they might say, well, geez, I notice I'm not hearing as well. Well, I believe that. Yeah, because unfortunately, that's very harmful to our hearing. It's life-saving and we need it, but it is harmful to our hearing. So again, once they have medical clearance, we can definitely help them with hearing aids at that level too.
Yeah, you guys do a great job over there, Carol. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your incredibly busy day in between patients to speak with me this morning. I appreciate it.
I was happy to be here. Thank you so much for having us. All right. And, if anyone wants to try to find us, we are, like I said, 4141 South Tamiami Trail, Suite 7. We're able, like I said, to do free hearing tests. So just give us a call. Are you going to put our number up, or do you
Oh,
want
for
my
sure.
number there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, great. Well, I appreciate you having us.
All right. Thanks so much.